Good evening. Wait, does my microphone work? Check, 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 check. It does work. We are live. We are working. Good evening, everyone. Today we are doing a editing tutorial. This one is mainly shouted out to good old General Gerry. Now, of course, General Gerry is a beloved. General Gerry is a very beloved YouTuber in the YWC. So listen, he always makes a lot of he makes a lot of photoshops, and I like in the past I've been on his Facebook. Actually, no, there's only one viewer, and it's me, so I'm not talking to anyone really. This will work out. Let's get more of an audience. I want to explain it a bit nicer. I want to do it nice. Okay, that's gonna be it anyway. People are gonna see this in the future. They're gonna watch it. So pretty much this is a editing tutorial for good old General Gerry, a YouTuber in the YWC that everyone knows and loves. I'm personally a big fan of him. Sometimes he does do photoshops on his Facebook, so I thought why not help him? Because that's just the best way to go. Who doesn't like some help every now and again? I may give Gerry a hard time, and it seems like it, but I actually do love Gerry. I think he's a very funny YouTuber. I think he's a pretty great guy. So I'm gonna just get this all started, get it to go. Okay. So oh, here we go. We can just use that. Gerry had put out this. Gerry recently did a hangout. I don't know if it's Gerry or Will. I believe it was Will. Will did a hangout. And Gerry was in it, and it had Wrestling Jesus as well. I think it's Will. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just know it was called Will's Thoughts, so let's just call it Will's. Gerry put out a Facebook message, status, saying, "Me and Will's World are calling out and calling. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This isn't a grammar lesson. Me and Will's World are calling out Santino Marella and James Ellsworth in a pro wrestling match. I think this is really fun. I think this is some good stuff, personally. And you know what? We're going to work with it because today is an editing tutorial. So I've done this before with, let's say, Zubair and Will, like when they had their little feud. Yeah, when they had their little feud. So help Gerry in his photoshopping endeavors because personally, like, he needs some work. But you know what? I'm again big fan of Gerry. I just want everyone to know that. So I thought, why not at least set up a singles match between Will and Santino Marella just to give him like a bit of an editing tutorial. This isn't an attack. This is just an editing tutorial. I just want everyone to know this. Okay, so here we go. Now I use Pixlr. Some people like to use Adobe Photoshop. Um, some people like to use Adobe Photoshop. I mean, Pixlr I think is perfectly fine, and it's nothing that's like needed or whatever. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that we are going to start by I hope you're listening, Gerry. Um, what I like to do is that a lot of people would like to do the eraser and pretty much erase all around. I don't really like to do that. I don't think it gives a cleaner cut. I mean, I am going to do that, but here's what I'm going to do first. So I'm going to get this, and I'm going to just give a decent cut. You want to leave a little bit of space. Of course you do, because it's not going to give the cleanest cut. It's not going to give the best look. So you want a nice eraser with a little bit of a fuzz. So it's like it gives that bit more of a sheen rather than that unnatural look of a very, very clean cut edge. So we're just going to run that around the sides. Also, feel free, people in the comments, to ask any questions. Um, Again, just for people who are new viewers right now, this is for Will and Santino Marella because they are, well, I mean, that's what they challenged. This is not an attack, of course. This is just something for Gerry because I think that he needs an editing tutorial. So we're just gonna, like, honestly, this isn't the cleanest cut, Gerry, and I know people are gonna call me out for that, but sometimes you have to make do with what you can. And, I think it's gonna look fine. Um, with this sort of clean cut that we're going to give it. Want to make this a bit neater. That should work. Honestly, that should work. That should be fine. Maybe a bit of a cleaner cut. This is not an attack. I mean, I feel like I have to say that over and over again because like more people are going to come in. This is just a fun little thing because Gerry was talking about fighting James Ellsworth and Will fight Santino Marella. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on Google. We're going to type in Santino Marella. We're going to get a good picture of him. We'll probably let's go with we need a good one so it gives a decent resolution, so we might just go with this one. This one looks quite well. Santino. Santino. It's a download. Oh, hello, the man from Canada.
Gerry is such a nice person, Mr. Walker. Why are you doing this?
I'm doing it, editing. I said before, I keep repeating this to everyone. Okay, I love Gerry. I think he's a great content creator. I think he's funny. I enjoy his videos. I even watch them to stay in contact because I don't really watch wrestling anymore. He's completely fine. I like him, and this isn't an attack on Will either. This is just an editing tutorial because, like, I mean, I'm just playing in on the joke really because I'm always like, oh, Gerry, when are you going to get better editing? So, I thought, why not do this? Because Gerry on his Facebook wrote a status saying, me and Will fight James Ellsworth and Santino Marella. Now, I don't really have a photo of Gerry and Gerry and James Ellsworth and all that. I didn't really feel like doing that. So now I'm going to just do Will because, I mean, it is pretty funny. I mean, the picture and all that, and it's a bit of a throwback to a joke that we've all done. And I think I'm just going to replace it with Santino Marella, the Nick Rivera guy. So, it's just more of a fun activity, if anything.
I think it would be better if you replaced Will with literally anyone else on the planet.
Okay, no, listen, I'm willing to give this guy a chance, okay? So we're gonna just take this. So normally, okay, Gerry, this one is very important. This one is very important. Just give me 2 seconds to keep people entertained.
Oh no. Hi, entertainment. Poop.
I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, so, oh, bloody connection. All right, so Will, sorry, not Will, Gerry, this is very important. What you want to do is you want to double click on the unlock layer to make it a PNG, and then what you want to do is that you want to slide that, and you want to put Santino under. What this does is that it means that you are able to. Oh, wait a minute. All right, this might have screwed up.
Looks like maybe Gerry should be given
I know. The teacher can be wrong sometimes. Okay, no, here we go. No, we're fine. We're fine to go. It was just because I did rush the gun a bit. I did erase when there was no layer under it. So that's important, Gerry. So what you want to do is you want to unlock that layer, and then you want to erase to provide this PNG checkered background, which allows for any photo to really come through. We're just going to clean up the edges a bit. Again, use a very soft brush when doing this. You don't want that hard brush because it gives off this weird texture, this weird sort of look, and like it doesn't look as natural. Again, I'm very sorry. I'm not really the most natural when it comes to erasing. But
if all you're doing is putting Santino in the box, couldn't you have like done this on paint in about 5.5 seconds?
well, I mean, you could have, but I mean, it's not going to give as an authentic look as I personally like it to do. Some people use Photoshop. I like to use Pixlr. It's pretty much just a cheaper version of Photoshop, and it's just free. It's on the internet. So I personally use that. So here we are. We have Santino Marella right here. Yeah. See, that's how it works. But now here's what we're gonna do. This is also an important lesson that we're going to work on. Okay, here we go. A bit more of a cleaner cut here. There we go. See, that one works a little bit better. It's a little bit rough, but you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. So make sure you make that bit more of a clean, give a bit more of a clean look when you're doing it, Gerry. I guess I'm not the best teacher today. um, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. This thing is called a clone stamp. Now, I love this thing because it pretty much you can do it. You don't have to give this like cheap look to it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take this, and what you want to do if you're on Mac, it is Command, and then you click on the spot, so that's where you're going to be. That's where your source of stuff is going to be. And then you're just going to click and then bam, look, right there you have it. So I'm going to probably use a bit more of a defined brush so we can get that. You see, now that one doesn't work as much. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back in our history. This is something you can do. It's very useful, Gerry. So I'd suggest using it. So here's what I did when I did, for example, I did this exact same thing with Zubair and Will. So what I did was I did a streak downwards because like it's like chainmail and it works just as well. I mean, it's not going to give the best look, but we're going to put writing over this, so it's not going to be as noticeable as people might play it off to be. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cover this. See, it almost looks like the chainmail is there, especially when the writing comes in, because it's not that
But
big of a deal.
couldn't you just copy and paste the pre-existing chain link over the writing in a way so that it fits?
You see, Righty? Now that's a very good idea. So, but we're already halfway done. So, Gerry, in future notice, what you can do is that you can screenshot this. You can screenshot some of this chainmail. Actually, you know what? I might do that right now. We're going to put this new lesson into tact, Brighty. So what we probably want is somewhere in the middle, so it's a bit more of a consistent sort of thing. We actually no, we might go from the sheesh. Things aren't working out as great as they are today. Oh boy, you think I am the teacher here. Um, we're we're gonna we're gonna go halfway here, and I think that is a decent amount of chain length. And we're gonna take that. We're gonna open image as new layer. We don't want to open any new layers here because it can screw with everything that we've managed to work with. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna look up this chainmail. Look at that. Look at that. This is already coming out pretty great. Not gonna lie. We're going to free transform, not free distort. Distort gives it a very weird look. It's not natural. So there we go. We're gonna pop this right here, and you know what? That looks pretty clean to me. Does that not look clean, Righty? Have a look at that. Maybe a bit of a
I mean,
scruff up.
you know what? I mean, could be cleaner, but you know what? I mean, who am I to say?
We're gonna do a bit of a scruff up here on the bottom, and then bam! Look at that. That is pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think Righty's onto something here. He could be the new teacher when he's my predecessor or whatever. If he ever wants to do editing tutorials, he could be just as good. So, um, so I think so. We're gonna try and measure this out. I think this is more of around a 68 in size. So we're just gonna cut that out. It's free to use in your will, in your will, Gerry. So, we're gonna put Santino Morella. So there you go. This isn't the font that I'd use because we want to match the font. We want to make it look realistic. When I did it with Zubair's photo, I put it as Bernard MT. looking through all of the fonts, this was the one that I found that was the most consistent. So you can try and look around if you want, download a font from many of the other sites, the computer sites. But this one personally just works for me. It's completely fine. It's up to you, of course, Gerry. It's dependent on what you want to do. So we're going to center that up and get that white outline. What I did is I duplicated the layer and then I changed the color to a white. Uh,
Wow.
Maybe a bit of a darker white because it is a bit rendered. It doesn't look as clean. It's a bit fuzzy, so we want to make it a bit more realistic. So we're going to take that, and then what you want to do is you want to take that, you want to go down, and then bam, look at that. It's not the best look, but you know what? It's the best that we can do right now. You're free to experiment with what you want, but this is the way that I get my outline on these photos because it doesn't necessarily work as well. So what I'd like to do is sometimes is to give it that bit more of a scruffy look. I like to rasterize the layer so it becomes a layer as if it's part of like a photo or something, and then see it gives it a bit more of that photo-ish look. A bit more pixels are added to it rather than this other look. And Santino, he's got to be part of a team. So what we'll do is we'll go. How about team Ellsworth? I guess. Are we gonna go team Ellsworth, Ronnie?
I was thinking Team Drippy Wiener, but I mean Ellsworth works too.
Ellsworth works. Come on, we can't be that crazy with our ideas. We can't be that crazy with our ideas, okay? So what we're gonna do is that um we're going to go right here. We're going to pick our color. Sometimes, people pick their color, but then they move it around and like it accidentally fucks up the color. It's something it's a mistake that I make quite a lot, let me tell you. So with this, we're probably going to go around, I'd say that's 27, maybe a bit bigger. We might go into 32. Nah, let's go with a 35, 40. A 40 is a good size. I like this. This is a pretty nice size. We're going to go with that. We're going to put that under. And then what we're going to do is that we're going to copy this layer again, like we did before, Gerry.
Can I
And
ask a question, Mr. Walker?
yeah, sure.
Um, like let's say Gerry watches this video.
Mm.
What is he supposed to do with this information?
Well, I mean, no, because like he is one who is keen to Photoshop on the Facebook. We've all seen this, and sometimes I've made fun of him. I said, "Come on, this could be done better." So I think that he can do better, and these are the couple of tricks of the trade that I'm trying to teach him here for future Photoshopping. This is just a
But like,
template. This is just a template, right? Maybe if he wants to make his own fighting thing, like his own little match card for when maybe the Santino and James Ellsworth bit comes together.
that is a pretty good bit.
Yeah, it is a pretty good bit. So but like right now I want to make it into a bit of a reality. So there you have it, guys. Gerry, I guess I could say. And what I love about this, what I love about something like that, it's a nice piece of work. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it as Santino because why not? Um, so that's a really cool thing. It's personally something that I love to do in my spare time is Photoshop, and what I love about this is the fact that the thing I love about photoshopping is the fact that the opportunities are really endless. There's a really endless amount of things that you can possibly do with the power of Photoshop. It's really endless. The power of Photoshop. The power of Photoshop is endless.
um, some quality stuff right there.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love about
I think you should reiterate that none of this is meant to offend anybody.
no, this is all an editing tutorial for General Gerry, a YouTuber that I love and I think is a great YouTuber.
You understand now that, let's say, Mr. Man sees this video, he's going to that you and Gerry conspired to do this, and it's going to create problems for your friend. Because he's not a this person is not of sound mind, and he thinks everything is some kind of master plan, Magro. So, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna stop this broadcast. I might start another show for everyone to shoot the shit because I want this just to be a nice condensed video that Gerry can watch himself.
Ugh.
Thank you everyone, and good night.